And here on table number 2, what a finish in prospect. Please welcome a colourful character with nerves of steel. He made it all the way to the final here in 2007. Victories over Ken Doherty and Stephen Hendry so far this year. Welsh Open champion in 2008. Twice he's won the Masters. He's the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby. And finally, please welcome the most naturally talented player ever to grace the game. This is his 12th Crucible quarter-final. He won the Shanghai Masters in September, his 22nd ranking event title. 4 times a UK champion, 3 times a champion of the world. Blink and you'll miss him. It's the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Good evening, Hazel. Good evening, everybody. This is one of these special nights that we have at the Crucible. 2 matches.
Thank you.
For a place in the semi-final.
Team 17.
And this, to me, top of the bill. Ronnie O'Sullivan against Mark Selby. And although Ronnie 2 frames in front, will it? What a tight session this looks like being.
Well, he did remarkably well, didn't he, Mark Selby, having been 9-5 behind, and Ronnie was actually in the balls first in the frame that looked like it possibly would go 10-5, missed a ball, and Mark Selby made a magnificent break of 104 to keep himself in the match, and then a 62 to get even closer. So, you know, sometimes Selby's like complete, oh dear, that was a, I think he was quite pleased with that. That was the end of the last session, when of course he won the last 2 frames, and usually somebody wins a session 3-1. If it's Selby, we could be all square.
Yeah, just looking at that reaction, it looks as though it was meant at Ronnie, because Ronnie was walking out of the arena, but I can't believe that. Mark's not that type of lad. I think he was just doing it because he was so pleased to win that final frame. Well, he's made a mistake and he's not been punished. You'll be disappointed. The early shots in this final session will be very, very important. And there's your pot success. Just about okay. Mark Selby would like it to be 90%. Couldn't do anything, and he couldn't go back to the balk end because of this red over the corner pocket. There's Vicky, Mark Selby's girlfriend. I always used to think it was worse watching than worst watching than playing, Willie. Well, I was just going to say, as Ronnie thrown down the gauntlet there, he certainly left a chance of a pot to a red to the left middle. But Mark not interested. We could be having a re-rack here. You can can feel the tension in the atmosphere, can't you? It really is tense. And there was a few little bits of controversy. Ronnie had a few little snipes at the referee this afternoon. It's all adding to the drama. At the moment there's no path back to the balk end. This is why I thought possibility of a re-rack, a stalemate. Because this could go on for quite a while. Always seems to be the same, really, doesn't it? These opening frames, we're live, everybody's waiting for it to come alive, and dear me, we finish up with a frame like this at the start.
I think what it will do, though, is calm both players down. Obviously, they both came into the final session a little bit nervous, I'm sure. Beginning to open it up, but as soon as a player can see the red in balk, I'm sure that's the ball they'll play safe of immediately, but at the moment it's covered all the time.
Well, it looks as though he can get through to the red in balk, so that will stop the stalemate. And now we can get back to a normal frame of snooker. Didn't think that Ronnie could play the pot there and avoid the kiss on the black, so I don't think he played the pot, deliberately overcutting it. Well, there's the average frame time, just over 16 minutes, so this frame unusual compared with what's gone on so far. This looks good. Lovely length with the cue ball. Not a bad return from Ronnie, but just overhit it slightly. And Mark Selby can get his hand on the table, and there is a possibility here of a pot into the left corner. He's just got to avoid the red that's close to the top cushion. He'll be trying to stun wide of that red. And it goes, and he's played it confidently, but doesn't stop short of the baulk line. Just overhit it a fraction. Surely the yellow's too risky to take on. No, immediately just going to crawl behind it.
Mark Selby, 1.
Now normally you wouldn't really be that concerned with these type of shots as a player, but I don't know, for some reason everybody's been misjudging that shot. But Ronnie avoided hitting the pink there, so I don't think he's left the red to the left middle, so it's safe enough. Well, if he's covered the right-hand side of the cluster as we look, that's an excellent safety shot. It's going to pose Ronnie a problem here. And that green is covering it. Doesn't look to be any easy return back to baulk. Good shot needed here to get this safe. In the end, he went for the pot and hit the wrong red. And that's a mistake. So you would say the first chance after this long safety battle is going to go to Mark Selby.
Unless he finished really low, he can't get onto the black, and he didn't really have an angle to get close to the pink. So he can get onto the pink, but you can see where he's putting his cue here. He's not straight on this red, which means he's been going away from the natural angle to the pink, as you can see there. He may play both. He may play to try to get on the black and the pink there for seconds. No, the pink it's going to be.
White.
Very good pot. That wasn't easy.
Seven.
Now pot this red and just cannon into the red if he's got the angle to the left of the black. Oh, he's playing the one in the middle, so
8.
that's okay. And now pot the black and cannon into the cluster, bring the reds into play. Just could have done with playing that with a little bit more pace to release the cue ball from that cluster.
15.
Yes, I'm surprised he didn't screw back off the bunch there, John, because the one he really wants is the one to the left of the black. He's going to leave, you know, a tricky black or another pink in the middle from this red.
16.
Now, has he gone far enough for the black? If he hasn't, it's a tricky pink. I'm not saying it's not favourite to pot it, but the poor shot was black into the bunch.
Good confident start this from the young man from Leicester. And that pink right in the middle of the pocket.
22.
Such was the angle on the red, he couldn't play for the blue, so he purposely played for a baulk colour. I don't think he'd want to ideally play for that red along the baulk cushion. Probably look to play for the red to the left middle.
$25.
Oh, I thought he could have got into that a bit more and left this red easy. I mean, he's a good potter. Well, does this red not go then? Well, how badly did he play the yellow? As I said, I thought he'd play for it in the left centre. He finished up on nothing. That's a bonus. I mean, he won't be getting a colour off it, but it's certainly an opportunity to snooker, Ronnie.
Mark Selby, 26.
A shake of the head, but this was the one. I mean, he just never got into it. Now can Ronnie get this safe? It's not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed. As he left the red to the left centre. Probably has.
One.
Yes, it was a very big slice of fortune, wasn't it, now that that fluke red went to the middle. Usually evens itself out after 25 frames, but this is the final session.
Four. Five.
Second bite at the cherry, and still got a little bit of work to do. There's that little cluster of balls just below the pink. And I wouldn't say he's inch perfect on this red. Can't play for the black or pink, have to go up for possibly the blue. So needs a good angle on the next colour.
30.
There is one red, the one just to the right of the pink that will pot. Can he hold for that? So there you see it, 45 ahead. Probably need 3 of these remaining red, so it's not straightforward by any means.
$90.
And now he's underhit that. It's going to be difficult.
Yes, this is the shot where we all say top side of the blue, and it shows you how important it is. Just got to miss the kiss on the yellow and come around 3 cushions as he decides to play off the blue. He's looking at the alternative. The angle he has on the blue, as you can see, is not very good. He can get somewhere nearish where the white is now, which will be just about okay. He's just looking, you see, that's where he'd like to be for this red in the corner. And he can play it as a shot to nothing, the red, so the key thing is just to leave yourself straight on this red around 3 cushions. Now if he's straight, he can play it as a shot to nothing, and he's played it well.
24. Yeah.
You'd have to suggest this is virtually frame ball, because you could see red, if he pots the red, you could see black and an extra red coming here. So this is the one. As long as he's not just off straight and goes towards the cushion with the cue ball, he's fine. Ronnie can only hope that Mark jaws this red. It's not a certainty. Well played.
25.
So there you see it, 59 ahead, 59
42.
remaining. Just this red for the frame. So there's a bit of pressure on it. But no problem. Well, we might not be on a red here, but I don't think Ronnie will carry on. 51 behind. Sorry, 67 behind with only 51 left.
Mark Selby, 40. And the frame.
And that's the nod from Ronnie to say concede. So just what Mark Selby needed. He had a 2-frame deficit to make up. He's made up one of them. He wins the first frame. But Ronnie O'Sullivan still leads 9-8.
Thank you. Frame 18. Mark Selby to break.
Well, it may well do, Hazel. These two have got quite a few matches just lately where they've gone to the final frame. And if it is close, Mark Selby usually comes out on top. There was, of course, the occasion where Ronnie managed to make a 147 in the deciding frame, but Ronnie's going to have to dig deep here. He's lost the last 3 on the trot, having won frames 12, 13 and 14 to win 3 on the trot. Lost the last 3. Big frame, this.
Well, what a sensational pot that was. Can he get through to the black? That was tremendous. No colour, just the safety.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Well, this safety's got to be hit very, very thin. The red on the left-hand side is a problem, going back into balk. And played it very nicely. Unfortunately for him, caught the jaw, so this may be a path between green and blue to pot this red, and maybe he can get on the black this time. He could just about play it as a shot to nothing when he can't see the red, so that's now not in the equation.
Yes, and you're just wondering, a match as tight as this, how much the run of the ball is going to make the difference. Well, that's a poor safety from Ronnie. He's knocked a red over the corner, and he hasn't covered it.
It was a fluke snooker from Mark, fluke red from Mark that got him in for the second time in the opening frame when he had snookered him and then Ronnie missed. This time he was quite fortunate to having hit the jaw to cover that red up, and Ronnie played an aggressive safety shot, and as you can see, a red's gone right over the corner. So everything rolling Mark's way at the moment. Tries to screw this in round 2 cushions. He may kiss the brown. Plain ball, he going between brown and yellow. Oh, mind you, he concentrated so hard on the path of the cue ball. Forgot the blue.
Well, as you say, he was just trying to get the right line and just took his eyes off the pot. Now, how costly will that be? might not be too bad, because I don't think the black goes to the right corner. The pink obviously is tied up. So will Ronnie, in potting this red, try to develop the blue? He needs a high value colour somewhere in the middle of the table. At the moment the only one is the brown.
One.
Yes, played to brown or yellow, and is on neither. Not hard enough for the yellow, too hard for the brown. He could play brown into the pink here, meaning off one cushion. I know there's loads of loose reds, but John just mentioned you need a big colour in play. Decided though to play for the red just above the black. How's his look? Is he on anything nicely?
5.
Well, can he? Well, he may have to nudge that red that's just to the left of the black here. Oh, and beautifully played. That's the beauty of Ronnie. Everything looked tied up, all of a sudden a couple of shots and the black's available into both corners. Lovely touch at the top end of the table.
13. 14. $21. 22.
'm sure even the most ardent of Ronnie fans were a little bit worried from 9-5 to 9-8. But he's blessed with such a natural talent and doesn't appear to be getting nervous at any time. Obviously he is nervous. He's got to be nervous. He wouldn't be human if he wasn't nervous in the quarterfinals of the World Championship. He just generates so much speed off the cue ball with hitting it a lot less hard than most. So 37-point lead.
48.
Another 3 or 4 reds in open play. It's hard to see where he's not going to possibly win the frame at this visit and go too clear again.
Well,
45.
Is he on this red? He must be just on it. No, he wasn't. He overscrewed it. So maybe that little bit of adrenaline, just lost position there. He'll be disappointed. Just overscrewed it. He played a little bit of side and it just seemed to make it bounce off that side cushion a little bit quicker than he expected. The way he got down quick, I thought he could just get to the red, but no chance of that. There's a chance this red could cut, you know, into the left corner.
Yes, he was certainly beginning a good white in behind the yellowish, but overcut it. Where's the cue ball? No, he's okay. Similar sort of shot for Ronnie, but this time he's going to have to miss the kiss on the black if he plays the cut. The red to the left of the one nearest the pink spot will cut, but he'll cannon into the black. So he's playing a similar shot to what Mark did. He'll have to hit it really fine to pot it, but the path of the cue ball will once again be going towards the yellow. And this time he may be tight behind it. This looks a relatively good line. Just a little bit thin. Good safety though.
Well, you say that, Willie. I'm not certain whether Mark can get past the blue here.
Foul and a miss.
Miss call, it won't be taken. There's a red that's close to the left corner. He'll probably play that because it's easier. I mean, I think if the green wasn't there, he may play the straighter red to get on the black. It's just the green's just where he'd like to put his hand. So he's playing the one that's closest to the pocket. That way he had to go up for the pink or the brown. That's okay as long as he gets a reasonable angle.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's the wrong angle on the brown, he's got the wrong angle on the pink. It's all about missing the kiss on the green here, which he's managed to play a forcing stun to widen the angle. But he's still having to leave a red at distance, and this is the one he'd like to have played last time.
Six.
Still not, he's 55 in front, this will be 62. One more red needed. The one nearest the pocket is the one he'd like, and we've seen him miss a couple of these when he's played them. But this one, no heroics with position.
13.
This is virtually frame ball. And I tell you what, there's been so many of those missed this week.
13.
It was just so awkward that, and he instead of just dropping it in, he even played it with check side to try and stay on the black. But he just played a plain ball, he couldn't have missed it. Well, Mark Selby's done some miraculous clearances in his life. This will be one of the best if he manages to get back in the frame from here.
Well, it was an attempt to try and develop something there. You see, 54 behind, 59 remaining. Well, I didn't think he could get through this gap, but well, maybe he can. Didn't look possible.
Well, having kissed the blue, it's very fortunate, isn't it? He's played to kiss the red and blue. And he can get through.
Very nice. Nice.
Well, he found a gap there. That was definitely eye of the needle stuff.
$16.
Could leave an angle now to, amazingly enough, he could actually flick the blue out and still be on the other red. Depends what angle. Oh, you're kidding. So both players now virtually missed a similar sort of shot along the cushion. Ronnie O'Sullivan, I'm sure, won't be missing this one.
One.
Well, this will be a relieved Ronnie O'Sullivan who knocks that red in. He's got his two-frame advantage back now, for sure.
Yes, that's the kind of shot that, if this red had gone in, Mark could have played off the black, the one that Ronnie's just played to bring the blue into play.
9.
And he's stopped the rot, hasn't he, Ronnie, having lost 3 on the trot. Still doesn't look agitated. He looks pretty focused this evening, and should have to be to beat somebody of Mark Selby's class the way he's playing. Over too worried about the last red. Ronnie O'Sullivan with a decent break of 45 early on in the frame was the catalyst to him having a second chance, the chance he needed to get 2 clear again, and we're back to 10-8.
Thank you. Frame 19, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, quite a way off with that type of pot, which we've seen both players knock in during this match. Long pot success, that's usually about right. I expect 90% and better on most of the stats, but long pots, in the time we've been keeping the stats, I think that's about right. You can get about 75% is probably what you're looking for.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 is tough though, isn't it, John? So
yeah,
long pots. A lot of the times you're playing the long pots with shot to nothings as well, so you're thinking more about the white sometimes than you are the red. So
yeah, and you err on the side of hitting them too thin rather than too thick, you know. So I give them a bit of leeway on the.
I wouldn't know what the right percentage
pots.
is. I suppose 65-ish is pretty good, really.
Wait till they see you on eggheads.
I thought to a little bit now. Now you could cut this in and screw off the bunch, but it's probably a little bit too thin. The possibility is coming to look at the potting angle.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. You play with lots of backspin, and then if you hit the second red fullish, then the backspin comes off the second red. But it's a very dangerous shot to be playing, and that's why he's playing safe back to balk. You can't push the boat out too much. He knows that. Mark Selby quite capable of winning a frame in one visit, as Ronnie is.
Mind you, he's overhit that by a couple of feet at least. And perhaps it's Ronnie's turn to have a bit of fortune, but there was a shot to nothing on to get on the black here. The one just to the left of the pink and above the pink. Still in, off the side cushion on the black. Decided not to play it, but put it this way, I know that O'Sullivan would have done.
Oh, what a misjudgment that was. I'll tell you what, he's been a little bit fortunate there, because the black has gone out of play, and it's not going to be easy when potting this red to get on a colour. He could have left this a lot easier and a lot more advantageous for Mark Selby. He may try and develop the black here. He'll need a bit of luck. He'll need a bit of luck, and he'll need a bit of skill, and that both.
Super shot, wasn't it? And the extra spin on the cue ball caught up with the black and knocked it forward. So very, very good. Very good indeed. So Ronnie thought he got away with it when he played this very, very poor safety shot. We thought he got away with it. Mark Selby has made it into an opportunity from nowhere.
I'll be a little bit disappointed there.
16.
He's short with that cue ball. A little bit to do now, positional wise. There was a red at the bottom of the cluster. He could have played for this one, as long as it had been straighter. It's tricky.
$70.
Nicely played. He's recovered the situation.
21.
Oh, I've got to be honest, the shot he played on the first red to develop the black, I think he's getting what he
22.
deserves for a shot like that, and that is a chance to win the frame. Whether he'll do it or not remains to be seen in the next 5 minutes, but the opening red was fantastic. As John mentioned, he was relying on a bit of good fortune, but with all the spin he had, he probably thought he was going to get 2 kisses on red and black, and he had to have a little bit of fortune, but he was certainly very well played. A bit of fortune and a lot of ability. That was both.
$35. $36.
Nice angle on the blue. There is a red that is just at the bottom of the cluster, which is available to the left corner.
$41.
As he rolled that red in, you could see that the 2 loose reds on the side are both available to the right middle. So he may elect to play at least one of them before he starts thinking about disturbing the other reds. No, it's a choice here. Does he play back for the black, or has he got an angle to go up for the blue? He's coming back for the black, striking low. Took his eye off the pot. He was thinking about his next shot, I promise you. He was thinking about the next shot and not the one in front of him. How many times do we see that happen?
I think he just tried to pinch a bit, John, didn't he, to miss the kiss on the red. I think if he'd have potted it in the middle of the pocket, he may have thought he was kissing into the red and tried to pinch a bit.
And also thinking, I've got to get a good angle on the black. The thing is that they're so skillful, these players, that when they miss a pot, you think, well, how have they missed that? And that's it, because they're just trying to do something with the cue ball. They just take their eye off the pot. And now he'll be sat in his seat, absolutely stewing.
Yes, Ronnie purposely didn't play the cannon there because it wasn't perfect, but look at the angle he's got on this blue to go into the red and pink. Now he doesn't really want to hit the pink 4-ball, he would like to hit the joint of the red and pink, and that would push reds to both corners.
Yeah, might even not even bother about hitting the pink here, will he? He doesn't have to play it too hard, does he?
Well, as you mentioned, John, didn't have to play it too hard, and he played it,
40.
unlike O'Sullivan, ever to play a shot at the wrong pace, but that was a shot at the wrong pace for him.
Played the double. I knew it wasn't in because all the people on the left-hand side of the arena had been shouting good shot if it had been on target, wouldn't they? Not a murmur from them.
Mark's 35 in front. He's a bit reluctant to play the red next to the black, and I don't blame him, because the black out of commission is in his favour, not Ronnie's. I'd rather leave that red there.
Yes, and also it's tying the black up. Yeah, I'd rather leave that red there and play safe off the red that's on the left-hand side of the table. I mean, even if it meant playing safe back to this top cushion. As long as he covered the red to the left of the black.
I suppose he's just thinking, if I can cover the red over the middle with the yellow, right, i.e. right in the jaws, as we just go over a minute's thinking time, he's probably thinking Ronnie's got a tough safety shot, but keeping that red and black safe is very important. It's all about missing the kiss on the brown if he plays the one on the cushion, one cushion. As long as he doesn't kiss the brown, he's going to get a very good white and put Ronnie in trouble.
He still can't make his mind up.
Well, he's playing the thin one. The yellow's going to have to come to his rescue.
It's a bit risky, this. Is he hard enough? Is he hard enough? Has he run far enough? I don't think he has.
Why, when you're 35 points in front, would you want to free the black?
Well, he must have thought that was the only guaranteed safety he had, Willie, to be honest with you. Although he could have stunned up the table with the red and brought the cue ball back to this top cushion. Or whatever, it's a bad mistake. Now, where's this cue ball going to finish?
One.
Just about on the green.
The red above the black will pot into both corners, so it doesn't matter which side of the blue he comes down for this red. It's all about getting the pace right. Not brilliant, but he's on it.
4.
He wanted to be able to play for the pink or the black here, but he's going to have to go for the blue, and then it's all about the little cannon on that 3 reds. So top side of the blue is the important thing.
5.
Made sure there, didn't he? Overhit it by 2 feet. Now he's in trouble as far as position's concerned.
Yeah, it's a thin blue, and I don't know whether he can pot the blue and play for the red that's on the left-hand side of the table as we look. Well, is he going to? Well, he's going to stun round off 3 cushions. Well, 2 cushions, possibly the 3rd cushion, to play for this red.
9.
Just wanting another fraction of pace in it. It's very straight. What a shot left-handed. That's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Okay, it's the wrong side of the blue, but that is an amazing shot. Where's the cue ball going? Well, it was a big ask to try and cannon the 3 reds. 20 points behind. Only a safety left. Needs a good one.
And if he can somehow find a telling safety here, all balls are in play now. So whoever pots the next red becomes favourite for this frame.
And he's covered the potting angle on the red that's in the open. That looks as though it could be available. I think he can get through. Well, can he get through to play safe of it? I think that's what he's thinking. He can definitely get past the brown to play the red that's on the left-hand side of the table. But he's concerned about leaving Ronnie a potting opportunity.
Sometimes you can overthink, John. I mean, it's an easy safety shot off the one to the left of the black. I understand what you mean about leaving a pot, but you favour it getting past the baud line.
Yeah, and if he played that other red, it could kiss into the pink, and the pink could block this right corner pocket anyway. This is thin. That was very thin.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Wow.
We could be here a while if these are replaced. 3 balls will move there.
Yep.
Maybe you could clip the one in that's to the left of the pink spot. Oh dear. Good luck, everybody.
Yep.
This one here.
Obviously the referee's looking at the monitor. We'll get to show you what he's looking at when we get a chance. That's what they're doing, trying to find out where the balls were before. It's not a great job being a referee, is it? If you make one mistake, everybody kind of tells you off, and then you've got to do things like this. It's not bad, I don't think. The only problem is, when the balls are replaced, he could only see a very, very fine edge of this red, John, couldn't he? It's so important.
Pink, is that? Are you happy with the pink?
Yeah, well, they're making all this fuss, and I don't blame them about the pink and everything else, because obviously he missed the red and caught the pink. But to me, the most important part of this shot is the cue ball. It really is. I mean, at the moment, he can't see that red, so he'd have never played the shot. The referee should be looking down the line and to see whether he can see the red. He had a good look before. He now can't see the red, so...
This way.
Well, have a look to see whether he can hit the red.
Yeah, we knew Mark could see the one to the left of the black, and I still think that's the right shot to play. This is where they were before. The pink's just a fraction closer to the red, but that's pretty close.
Well, it's turned out that he's played an absolute cracker. And Ronnie in trouble. Oh, what a safety come snooker that was from Mark Selby. And if he can knock a red in here, it sets him up to win this frame.
Oh, he didn't want the jaw. If he didn't get the jaw, he would have been perfect. The jaws took him out of position.
Yeah, but he could have gone in off as well. He was that close.
In and out of balk is a lot more difficult. Well, that's flew off the cushion. That absolutely took off that top cushion.
Yeah, but don't tell me he tried to come down the right-hand side of the table, will he? He tried to come down the left-hand side, surely.
Probably a little bit too much right-hand side, but he knew that the red potted in both corners, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I think he just put too much right-hand side on it. Anyway, as you say, it will go to the left corner. It will also go to the left middle. I think the left corner would be the better choice. Well, it's played the double. Once again, no noise from the left-hand side of the audience. That tells us it was never going close.
He's had a bit of form again, really, covering the loose red up he played.
Oh, what's a mistake from Ronnie.
I just can't believe it. Sometimes he's such a genius and he'll play a shot like that.
Well, I think it needed a little bit more thought to the shot.
Well, This is almost guaranteed to be frame ball because the pink is nicely on, the red's on, but this is not a certainty. But he played it very well. Very poor shot from Ronnie.
So that puts Mark 27 points in front. This red to go 28 in front with only 27 remaining.
8.
He's hanging on in there.
$13. 15.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan played a couple of poor safety shots in this frame. Mark Selby played an absolute cracker off the third last red. Okay, he didn't win the frame from that, but certainly kept him in it. And now just putting the finishing touches to this frame. 13 the target, remember, in these best of 25 frame quarterfinals.
27.
One more frame after this before the mid-session interval.
33.
Didn't really bother about the black, but as it happened, he went in the middle anyway.
Mark Selby.
But Ronnie O'Sullivan and Mark Selby leave the arena. Ronnie still leads 10-9, but it's close and getting closer. Both players have left the arena. When they return, so will Willie and I with commentary.
Thank you. Frame 20. Mark Selby to break.
Last frame before the mid-session interval. Mark Selby could level. Ronnie O'Sullivan could stay too clear, as he did do at the start of the evening. Selby led 2-1, 4-3, 6-5.
Bit pacey with that attempt. Normally you play that type of shot, so if you miss it you only just bounce off the top cushion, but you put too much pace in the cue ball. Easy starter for Mark.
1. 6. Seven.
Just misjudged the run off the second red. He's on this black, but he wanted to be a little bit straight and a little bit more control of the cue ball. It's a thinnish cut. And that's what made it missable.
7.
No guaranteed first red. The red to drop in the middle is tough. The red in the corner is tough, as we see the black again, just slightly thick. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, of course, with the one on the baulk line there. If he wants to just leave the white where the red is, it's virtually straight, so it doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. Just hit it good. And he didn't hit it good. There was a little bit of applause coming off the other table. Is it Ronnie's turn to have a fluke? Oh. Looks a bit tricky to go off the top cushion and pot the red. Needs to move it. There's a possibility he could play it off the top cushion. I think it's worth the risk once, John, because if you play it 2 cushions and you miss it, you're only giving 4 points away and you're not leaving the red on.
If it was a natural off the top cushion, but he's going to have to play it with the tracer side, that's what would put me off it. If it was just a straight up and down, but he's going to have to play with a little bit of left hand side, which
But when you
makes
give it one
more
go?
difficult. Well, honestly, no.
Okay. So Mark will be playing it very shortly. I just think there's, you know, he's going to give 4 points away, but he's going to get the white down near the green somewhere if he misses it. Stick with me, John. I'll cover you in diamonds, my friend. Have you seen what he's playing? Willie Thorne, Bouter commentary, is coming back to you, John, very shortly. See, the 1 point's okay. 4 points is no problem.
Ronnie Sullivan, 4.
Yeah, well, Ronnie might play it now because he doesn't have to use side. He can play it plain ball. That was what made it the shot not appetising to me, the fact that he had to use side. I wouldn't want to have it replaced and have him have another go. I promise you that.
Would you like a spade for trying to get out of this mess you're in?
I don't mind Ronnie playing it because he's just playing it plain ball. Well, it's turned to Ronnie's turn now to have a result. I think he's angled him for the red to the far right corner.
And this is not easy to get safe. Yeah, could be a re-rack in a minute, because I can't see anybody getting out of this for a little while.
Oh. Mark Selby, 4. Play again. Play again. Touching ball.
That makes a difference, even though he may be in a worse, well, not a worse position, but he can leave the white up on the baulk cushion now. But he probably knows that Mark Selby will play a good safety shot.
Yeah, and he's also probably a little bit concerned with these 2 reds that are available to the left corner pocket. So, with the black being over the right corner, would he want to risk that?
And it was touching ball. He could have just feathered the white a little bit rather than risk leaving a double on or something like that. I don't think he's left anything on.
Well, he was able to cut the red in, so that was careless from Ronnie. And that's not the first time, is it? It's just been once or twice this evening that Ronnie has just overhit a ball slightly. Now, an anxious look to see if he's on this red to the right corner. If he is, what a chance this is. Oh, he's on it. Sweet as a nut. What a chance to go into the mid-session interval all square.
9.
And Ronnie had a chance just to. He only needed to move the cue ball half an inch when he was touching. We'll get a chance to show you that in a minute. And why go on and off the cushion to even risk leaving a double on? He gave 4 points away a little bit earlier on when he just played a little jabby shot. He could have done that here. Look, it just needs to move it a quarter of an inch. But he decided to play it on and off the cushion. Kissed the red into play. The double was on. In the double went. Could be under frame.
17.
It was the cut, but I know what you mean, Willie.
$24.
Well, you hear that little bit of a groan from Mark. That couldn't have come worse, really. It's gone awkward. You can't believe it's finished there. Okay, he may have a red to the far left corner. One of the reds he's closest to, but he was looking for something easier than this. Just didn't get the pace in the cue ball. And that red he made contact with is the only red he can pot. Well, it's decision time. If he takes it on, he can't play it as a shot for nothing. He's got to go all out for this. If it goes in, it could win him the frame. If he misses it, he'll let Ronnie right back in. Great shot.
25.
Tremendous shot. A lot of character behind that one.
Well, that's the kind of shots you're going to have to play if you're ever going to win this World Championship at the Crucible to Sheffield. But that's certainly not the kind of shot you're going to have to play. Can you believe that? He just hit at it. He saw him kind of almost imaginary trying to shoot himself then with that shot. He hit at it so hard. When he had an angle, he didn't have to kind of punch it that hard. Pressure.
No other word for it, Willie. You're right. And both players at the moment, just when they're feeling it, just seem to be hitting the ball that little bit harder. Ronnie's done it a couple of times with safety shots. And Mark Selby did it then with that shot on the black.
7.
No need to hit it that hard at all. I mean, it looked worse because it rattled the jaws and didn't go in. That's why they. But that was the pace that was in the shot. As we always say, the more pace, the more chance of you missing the pot. But that's a bad shot from Ronnie. He's played a little cannon and he's not got it. Good recovery and a nice kiss on the yellow to leave him on the brown. but he's still playing catch-up in this frame. So it's not a formality, and I suppose the last thing he wanted was the yellow to be knocked off its spot.
$19. $20.
Doesn't want the kiss on the yellow to keep the white near the cushion, which he hasn't got. Now he's right back into this frame. Okay, the black's out of commission, but he can work round pink and blue for a moment off the 3 or 4 reds at this end of the table. This will be a body blow to Mark if he loses this frame now. I mean, played a wonderful pot into the baulk pocket. To miss a black like that is unforgivable after the red.
24.
Lovely positional shot there from Ronnie. Well, Mark's had his chance. Will he get another one in this frame? More than likely, the way the balls are situated, I have to say.
$25. $41.
That puts the points
42.
all square. The 3 remaining reds aren't in easy positions. He's no black to go at. So odds are that he's going to need the 3 reds colours and the awkward yellow. Now he may decide in potting this red to try and remove the other red away from the cushion, but he's not guaranteed to be on a colour.
38.
But he'll settle for that. Great shot.
I know it's hard to explain how good he hit that, because he played to hit the red half ball and he hit it half ball.
44.
Just another glance at the scoreboard will tell him he's 12 points in front. So it's all about the yellow, isn't it? Well, the next red's not straightforward,
45.
but the yellow's the key ball.
Well, this is turning out to be a massive frame now. When Mark Selby was in, he felt sure he was going to go to the mid-session interval all square, but he sat there and he might have a 2-frame deficit once again if Ronnie can get another couple of
51.
pots. And he's come perfect on the brown, it appears. Does he cannon the yellow, or does he drop behind it? He drops behind it.
This is game ball.
55.
For all money, it looked going to be 3-1 to Selby at this mid-session interval to kind of make it 10-all. And now
57.
Selby appears to have done most of the work in these 4 frames. He could have won all 4. Okay, he could have lost all 4, but it's been an excellent 4 frames of snooker. I think in fairness you could say 2 each is about right, but Selby supporters won't agree. Barks had a chance in every frame.
64.
Clear from where he has done his top draw. We came
69.
into the final session. Ronnie O'Sullivan leading 9-7. He's produced the highest break of these 4 games right when his back was against the wall. And he goes out to the auditorium with a break of 75 just at the right time. Selby will be disappointed. He knows he should be 10-all. He isn't. It's 11-9 to the Rocket going into the final session.
As quietly as possible, please.
Well, we've got a 15-minute break. We're looking forward to getting back to it. I'm sure you are. We'll join you again in 15 minutes.
Thank you. Frame 21, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Mid-session interval over. Ronnie O'Sullivan, as is his one, breaking off left-handed. No more intervals. This match will now be played to a finish. Ronnie O'Sullivan needs 2 frames. Mark Selby needs 4. Good pot, and not a bad kiss on the blue. Leaves him on the green.
Played around for a choice of reds. I'm not too sure whether the one to the right of the pink will pop, but certainly the one that's straight will.
4.
Now, it's just a case of whether he can get low on this black. If he absolutely stops it dead, I don't think the black's on.
Yeah, there may also be a possibility that the pink is on to the left middle.
Oh, the other one pots, so he's obviously playing to cannon into the pink and push the pink towards the middle. A little bit more dangerous, this one.
5.
No, he's played it nicely, played it to kiss the red rather than knock the pink on, but the same equation is still on the pink.
Yeah, it was a well played shot, wasn't it? He's just looking at the possibility of a plant, those 2 reds above the black for the corner. There's a gap between them, may be able to make it. Oh yes, I think he'd like to have come back a little bit further.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking of playing the plant and knocking the red away from the red, but like you say, because he's a bit thin on it, John, that kiss is probably not on. Another 2 inches, it probably would have been on, wouldn't it, to play the kiss on the red next to the black?
Yeah, the one to the right of the black. He can certainly make this plant, as I say, because there's a gap between the 2 of them. But he'd like to nudge that red away from the black and clear the black. But he doesn't think he's got perfect position on it, so that's why he's looking at an alternative red. But can he get on the black off this red? Or does he have to go up for the pink? Going up for the pink, it appears.
12.
Now he needs a good angle on the pink, and he's not got it. He's not got it. So that could be just the pink and end of break. Looks straight enough to me, and Hawkeye agrees.
It's just an angle, John. Just a tiny angle, and he can bounce this in and widen it. It's just a 16th off straight, and if he's on this plant now, he may be able to play the kiss this time. Is he on it?
18.
He thinks he is. Yeah, those are 2 reds he's on. I'm not too sure. Well, he must feel he can. I think the white's going to push through that red. He might not be on the black properly. Yeah, I couldn't see him getting on the black there. The white was bound to push through the red, John, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wanted, if you like, a little bit of a stun, didn't it? So when it hit the second red, it just held its position. But the white kept running towards the top cushion, so I have to say that I think he's missed a trick. When he was on the red to the left, the pink into the left middle, if he'd have screwed back a little bit further at that plant, and he could have played that shot then. And it's all about fractions, this game, as we know. And the fractions didn't go in his favour that time.
He loves playing thin safety shots. I think this is one of the most difficult shots in the game, playing it thin from here. Because if you ever catch it a little bit thick, you're in trouble. Played it perfectly. He's one of the best thin ball players I've ever seen, John.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't have played it better. Now, has it just stopped short? That's our referee giving it the eagle eye. Can he get past the brown to the edge of this red? Certainly helps if he can. He may have to play it with a tracer side. Maybe not. He could just get through to it anyway. That made all the difference there.
Yes, I think in fairness, Selby's attempt almost deserved a snooker. He played it beautifully, but Ronnie's reply is very good as well. He was going to win this safety battle to get a good chance in frame 21.
A little bit heavy, i.e. more near the baulk line than the baulk cushion, but I think Ronnie can get to the red on the left hand side of the table. Very important safety exchange this.
Well, the last 4 safety shots, John, have been absolutely top draw, haven't they?
Well, that's what you need, apart from great potting and break building. You need to try and force a mistake from your opponent. And both these players are capable of doing that with good safety.
Well, another thin one this time, a little bit too thin. And the only reason I'm saying that, with the white coming out of baulk, Ronnie O'Sullivan should be able to play a telling safety shot.
Yes, anywhere in the middle of the baulk cushion, it seems to me, and use the brown, the pink. If you're a little bit further over, the yellow and blue will come into play. He's overhit that. Did it much too thin. It looks like the blue may have come to his rescue. It has.
He can get through to those 2 reds there that are set just to the right hand jaw, so he won't be risking that plant. It's just set to the right hand jaw. It looks like another thin safety shot. He's got to be a little bit careful the red cannons into the black if he plays. If it doesn't cannon into the black, it could be a corner.
Yes, so you're exactly right, Willie. So if he plays the red that's just to the left of the black, he's got to play this sort of just less than half ball and come round off 2 cushions and purposely play the red into the black, I think, to keep that red safe. He's having another look at the red on the left hand side of the table, but he can't get past the blue. We know that. So we're going round of 3 cushions here. Played the red purposely into the black. Got a good length, which was all important. Good shot.
There's been one bad safety shot in the last 6 shots being played. Every other time we've been within 4 or 5 inches of the cushion. This safety battle now has become of paramount importance to both players, and he's overhit it. Selby won the safety battle, but unfortunately for him, the kiss on the green has put Ronnie back in charge of the safety battle. That was very fortunate.
Yeah, it just seems apparent this evening. I don't know whether it's a little bit of tension in the arm, but Ronnie just seems to be overhitting 1 or 2 shots, and he was very fortunate there. But for the kiss on the green, this red would have been easy, but he's taken it on.
Yes, if he does take it on and he's got a gap to go back up the table in between the pink and red as a shot to nothing. But it's one of those, John, if you miss it, you've got no idea where the white's going. Got to get very close to the pot here to get the white back into ball. And very close to the pot he got, but look where the red's going. A little bit unlucky that. Ronnie can certainly spot the one down the right hand side. Can he see the one down the left? I don't think so. So he's going to have to take this on. This is a big shot.
Yes, and he knows it. No, and as you said with Mark Selby's shot, that if you don't pot them, you're not certain where the cue ball's going to go. And for Ronnie, it couldn't have gone worse. What a chance now for Mark Selby. Already got 19 points on the scoreboard.
White.
Yes, I suppose he did win the safety battle because he had the first go at the red in the left-hand corner, missed it. And all of a sudden, Ronnie's missed his as well, but Ronnie's miss is going to be a lot more costly. Perhaps one of frame-winning proportion.
8. Nine.
I think Mark Selby's taken over from Ken Doherty as the person that's very, very good in every department.
16.
Not the best in some departments, but exceptional temperament, break building, safety, confidence, cue action.
17.
Makes him a really, really hard player to beat. And to stand up to this kind of pressure is absolutely top draw so far, because O'Sullivan's playing pretty good.
Yes, we've had some great matchups in the
24.
past, haven't we? We've had the Steve Davis, Alec Higgins matchup, the Stephen Hendry,
25.
Jimmy White. And this looks one that will continue for a few years. Ronnie O'Sullivan, Mark Selby. These are contrasting styles, which is always good. And they've had some tremendous matches that have gone right to the wire.
32.
As Mark came into this last session having to win 4-1 of the remaining frames to win the match. He's now 3-1, he's got to win. As his first frame looks virtually over, so 2 more reds and colours, and he's definitely going to win this frame. I'm sure Ronnie thought when he was playing that long pot, even if he missed it, did he get a good white? And I must be honest, I couldn't imagine how wide the white come unless he put a bit of unwanted right hand side on just to widen the angle. I thought he was certainly going to get back up towards the pink spot at least.
.59 ahead, 75 remaining. So red colour red, all that's needed.
41. .48. 49. 56.
On the frame, well and truly over.
57.
It's a question now whether we'll see a century. 8 reds,
64.
8 blacks.
65. 71. 72.
Well, purposely played the cannon on the red, and he's finished perfect on the green, so no reason why we won't see a century break now.
75. 76. 81. 83. 86. 90. 95.
'Well played, Mark Selby.
101.
Superb. The 53rd century of this year's Betfred World Championship. And couldn't have come at a better time. Absolutely brilliant. And once again, he reduces his arrears to just 1. It's now 11-10. Well, Willie, I was saying that these tactical exchanges are very important, because it certainly looks that if someone can get in early and the black's available into both corners, you fancy him winning the frame in one visit, don't you?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think you had a pulse question earlier on in the match this afternoon, when who tactically the best out of these two players, and I was surprised it came 75-25 O'Sullivan. I think it's a little bit closer than that.
Oh, absolutely. Mind you, the public have been pretty right with one or two of the pulse questions being given them, but no, I wouldn't separate them by that much. I agree with you. And as I say, these opening safety exchanges are very, very important, and you just feel that whoever gets in first, that's how fine the dividing line is, I think, on who's going to win this match.
And the red that Ronnie obviously ended up missing, I didn't think he'd hit. If he got close to the pot, I didn't think he'd come into the reds near the pink spot, and he got close.
Well, maybe he put a bit of unintentional right-hand side on, which is why he missed the pot in the first place.
Goes without saying, all frames are very, very important in the World Championship. This is massive for Selby supporters, and obviously for the man himself, Mark Selby, who's kept himself in this match with some excellent snooker. It'd be a tough one to call at 11 each, but maybe not so tough if it went 12-10 O'Sullivan.
Wondering whether he'd hit that hard enough there to push it past the middle. He did, and now it's covered by the brown, that red on the right hand side of the table. This is a testing little safety shot for Ronnie. Was he taking the pot on? No, played it with a lot of right-hand side to check the cue ball. And that was an excellent shot. Considering the side he was putting on it to find a good length like that. Top draw. Well, is the brown going to come to his rescue? Just. He caught it much too thick. But that white just kept rolling along.
This white's travelling. This white's travelling and he can get through to the red over the pocket. So first chance again to Mark Selby.
Yes, another overhit safety shot from Ronnie.
White.
Well, he's a little bit unlucky there. 2 inches either side. He's on the choice of 2 colours, 3 colours. Harder, softer, anything but there. Only a safety shot to come.
Yes, it was just a flick off the second red, wasn't it?
Green ball.
No, he's nominated green. It's only a safety. But he'll be disappointed. He forced Ronnie into an error. And he's only got the 1 point off it.
Mark Selby. White.
But he's asking Ronnie another question here. This isn't the easiest safety shot to play. He's got to catch this just right. Well, considering where the cue ball was, that was an excellent shot.
No straightforward safety off here. He can't hit the left-hand side of the pack because of pink. The one that the red is nearest to, he could play that very thin with left-hand side and go 2 cushions and get the white somewhere near where it is now. So by hitting the side cushion, the top cushion, then the side will check up and go back down the line. That's one possibility. JV's put the line up for me there, and look how much check side he'd have to get on for that to happen. So hit the side cushion, then straighten it back up to take it back down where it is. That's as good as option as I can see, John, at first glance.
Yes. The only other one, I think, is off that red that we've earmarked. He plays the pot and stuns across to the left-hand side of the table. The only red possibly he could leave was the one he was playing, and he may just be on the blue. He's now having a look to see the possibility if he hits that red into the green. Ronnie's coming round and having a good look. That's unusual for Ronnie. It's a tough shot, this. It's not straightforward by any means. And Ronnie taking a vested interest.
Having a sneaky look at the other match. Carter Murphy on the other table.
Anyway, he's down now, ready to play. Not quite certain which shot he's going to play. Well, he did play the deep screw and run the red into the green. And he's done well to get the cue ball back to there. But this red may be able to cut into the left corner. I think he can get past the brown and blue. He certainly can. But there's quite a distance between cue ball and object ball. He's got to strike this well. And did. After that he was hoping for a nice kiss, but he's not had one. All he's got is a long green to go at. I wouldn't think he'd have to do a lot with the cue ball. That was a good shot. Distance, and he was tight on the baulk cushion. But he needs another good pot now. And got it. I don't know whether the black is going to be available as we have another look at that good pot from Ronnie, because when he pots this red he's going to be running into another red. Where's the cue ball go? That was the problem.
5.
That was the problem. He was running into a second red.
Yes, and for that reason, John, he can't play off one cushion and rest on the yellow now, because he was canning into that other red, and the other red he's canning into is possibly potable if he hits the yellow full ball.
Yes. Well, it's dangerous going at that end. Why isn't he coming off two cushions and trying to nestle up to the black? Seems the best choice to me.
Yellow ball.
He's playing the yellow. If he catches the yellow full, he'll leave a red to the middle of the pocket.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie Sullivan 5, Mark Selby 4.
I think I'd have these replaced, John, don't you, just in case he does hit the yellow full ball. Okay, if he plays it at the pace he has and then cashes it thin, he's got a chance of getting it safe, but I think Mark's entitled to take that risk.
Just looked at the line of the way the cue ball went when he missed the yellow. If it was a bit harder, he might have sneaked up behind the yellow. Oh, he's overdone it this time.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
So he's gone one side of the yellow. He's gone the other side.
Sorry, thanks.
I think he's definitely erring on trying to hit it thin, John, isn't he, rather than hit it full. I mean, if he played to hit it full, I think he'd hit it.
At the moment, he's just trying to hit it, I think. He's hit it this time, but thumb in the face. And that was the danger. This red into the left middle isn't as easy as it looks. It's quite an acute angle. But he doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. If he drops it in, he's certain to be on brown or blue. Well, he's not even looking at the red to the left middle. It's this one to the left corner. Right in the heart of the pocket. Didn't mean to kiss the black. How's it affected his position? Well, it has somewhat. He's not ideal on the blue, so he may have to play. Well, I'm saying the yellow, but can probably cut the blue in. As I say, he didn't want the kiss on the black, and that wasn't the path he wanted the cue ball to take. This blue will cut in.
Blue ball.
He's playing the blue. He missed one of these earlier. Just he caught it a bit too thick. No problem with that one. And he's controlled the cue ball on this occasion to the inch.
Well, there's a lot of work to do. I mean, it's usually early on in the match we'd say that this is a chance to win the frame at this visit, but there's almost twice as much pressure now, so I'm reluctant to say he's going to win the frame at this visit, but he has a very, very good chance to level 11 all.
14.
Well, he's come a little bit low on the black, so he's going to have to play a little cannon, and you know, he doesn't want to be going up for one of the baulk colours off the next red, so he needs to get the cannon nice, and he has done. If he'd have caught that red thick, he would have probably had to go up for one of the blue or baulk colour.
22.
He kissed it perfectly.
He'd love to get low on the black here so he could pop the black and cannon into that cluster below the pink. That's what he's
23.
attempting to do. He's put a little bit of left hand side and he's absolutely inch perfect here. Pop the black, cannon into that cluster, he'd still be on the open red. We get to just over 6 hours, that's the line he wants. And he just didn't get into him as he wanted.
30.
Just didn't get the backspin.
So you saw Mark immediately look up to his army of fans who have come up from Leicester, probably in all the balconies and things, and you can just get through with it, but he's going to have to impart a little bit of left hand side, which is no real problem. And if he needed the spider, I wouldn't fancy him to knock this in and off the cushion, but the fact that he can just put that little bit of left hand side on is okay. Always got too much left hand side and he squared it up.
Mark Selby,
I was going to say, Willie, that's the problem, and that's why we always say playing on these tables with side, it's dangerous, and it just, the left hand side, push the red to the right.
And this is amazing. You mentioned, John, all the time we talk about fractions of this game. He was a fraction out from getting the kiss perfect that would have won him the frame. The fact that he didn't get the kiss perfect, it now could cost him it.
Well, these are big moments in this match. Ronnie O'Sullivan
8.
has been given an opportunity to get within one frame of a place in the semi-final, and he's missed the red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 8.
Well,
Thank
what
you.
a surprise that was. I don't know whether it coincided. Just as he was going to strike it, there was applause from the other side of the curtain. I don't know whether that just... Well, you can't say it put it off because you get used to it, but sometimes it can just catch you mid-stroke. Well, this is getting edgy.
Mark Selby has now had 2 chances in this frame. Normally, he would love just one. At any, well, certainly this level, if you get one chance a frame, you can't blame yourself. You know, you can't think that your opponent's outplayed you. If you have the chance, you can only blame yourself. He's had 2 this frame.
Important shot on the green. Oh, and he's missed
Ronnie
it.
O'Sullivan 1. Yeah.
Take nothing for granted now in this match.
Chance number 3. They're coming thick and fast, aren't they, in this frame? I must admit, we haven't had a frame like this virtually the latter part of the second session. Both players were missing, but this evening it's been top draw snooker. This is the first frame where the pressure's really told on both players. Can Mark Selby take his 3rd chance?
1.
And this is not perfect. He's not bound to go onto a red. The angle has left himself here. That's a poor positional shot. May have to screw off the other red. If he runs through, he's not bound to knock this red on. Played it very well. Well played.
Well, he must be mightily relieved. He's had a couple of chances that he's let go begging, and I'm certain on the last miss he made, he thought that was going to maybe cost him the chance to get level. But you fancy him now to square it up at 11-all? 41
16.
points to lead. These two reds with colours, and that will be more than enough.
17.
And if it does happen, best of 3 for a place in the semi-final. Anybody's match now. This is frame ball.
24.
An unexpected third chance. First two weren't taken, but this one was.
25.
In his eye line, just be trying to get the white somewhere near the yellow spot so he can pop this red in the middle. So reverse side, must miss the kiss on the brown. That's all he has to do here. He's missed the kiss on the brown. Is he on the red?
32.
Oh, not perfectly, but I'm sure Ronnie may stay in his chair. Maybe plan to cut the green in and kiss the red into play, but whatever the equation, Ronnie won't get up, so he doesn't have to play anything too difficult. A very, very good effort, but it's not there. Mark Selby, no sizable break in that frame. Just breaks of 30 and 38, but more than enough for Mark Selby to level 11 all. It's the best of 3 for a place in the semis. Oh, John, I've asked you many times in crucial situations, I should say, do you favour Selby now he's made a bit of a comeback?
Well, you know, it's not like me, Willie, to sit on the fence, because you're usually there. But in all honesty, I wouldn't like to pick and win him, because I just feel at the moment that a little run of the ball at a vital time and chances that we saw in that last frame being missed, I don't really know who's going to stand up to it best.
Yeah, I'll let you sit on the fence again then, John. But I tend to agree with you too. I mean, I must admit, if I had to have my last pound on, you know, probably just on crucible experience, I'd go for O'Sullivan. But on the last 3 or 4 matches they've played against each other, you'd probably have to go for Selby.
Yeah, as I said earlier, there are going to be some great matchups between these two players. We've had them throughout. I mean, I mentioned Alex Higgins. He had great battles with Ray Reardon, and then Steve Davis, and then Jimmy against Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry. And, you know, maybe Mark Selby is Ronnie O'Sullivan's nemesis. We'll see, but it's all to play for. Ronnie's come back. He's looking cool enough, but as I say, I'm just a little bit disappointed with 1 or 2 of his safety shots that he's overhit.
It is, I think it's 6-3 in career meetings between these two or something like that. I know Ronnie's won more than he's lost against Mark, but there's been a real couple of crucial matches that Mark Selby's won against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and they don't come any more crucial than playing here at the World Championship at Sheffield. Whoever wins this frame is clearly going to be favourite, but who's going to win this frame?
Frame 23, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Bad break off. He'll be lucky if he doesn't leave the red to the middle. As the green come to his rescue. He caught the break off much too thick. He's been very fortunate, it appears. I think if he could see it, he'd have been down playing it by now. I think if he could hit it, he'd be down playing it. Well, Hawkeye said he can't pot it, but he can just hit the edge of it. But if he could hit the edge of it, why wouldn't he play safe off it? Anyway, whatever, Ronnie has had a result.
Ronnie seems to get a little bit frustrated when Mark takes his time around the table, and I don't blame Mark for doing that. You know, you're not going to beat O'Sullivan playing this game 15 seconds a shot. Probably nobody in the game would. So you have to play your own game.
Just looking at the average shot time, 17.25, that's not too bad. Chance here for Ronnie, this red to the left middle.
It's not slow, John, is it, 25?
No. Ooh, a long way off with that one.
Just started to miss a few pressure balls, Ronnie. These last two frames, just a little element of doubt has arisen.
One.
Yeah, good pot and nicely on the brown. And the black is available into both corners. Pink's available. This is a good chance to build up a useful lead.
Yes, he led 2-1, 3-2 and 4-3. Ever since then, he's been playing catch-up. What a time should he go into the lead again to do it at 12-11.
Six. Fourteen.
Well, Purpose has left himself a little bit low on this red, so he can bring at least one more red out. The red is just above Will Pot anyway, so he'd have liked to have probably been a little bit lower to bring more than that one red out. See, that red was already in play anyway.
22.
Having to sit there, wonder and hope that he gets a chance. And it's come sooner than I expected. Once again, you could think that he was just concentrating on the cannon, on the red, and just took his eyes off the pot.
As you said in the previous frame, John, I think at this stage of a match you can miss anything.
One.
And that's just probably the fill-up Ronnie needs at the minute, because he's missed a couple of pressure balls, John, and he probably thinks, well, there's girlfriend under the cosh now as well, and that was a big miss. Ronnie's probably going to gain more confidence off that miss than he would do off scoring heavily, but you never know what could happen here.
No, he's got to convert it, hasn't he?
Nine.
I mean, normally with Ronnie, he's very adept at going into clusters, and there's that little cluster there, but just seems at the moment he's quite happy just to get what's there. Probably when he gets down to the one loose red, he'll go into them.
16. 17.
When the match gets this tight, and when you get to this part and this stage of a match, you look at it in a completely different light than you would normally.
23.
Not all about smashing the balls open and trying to make big breaks. You just want to win the frames. So he's gone 1 point in front.
24.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan getting a sizable lead in this frame, but this is where it starts now. The work has to start.
Now he looks to have the perfect angle. It's never easy when you play the run through to open reds. Now will he break? Just didn't give it the pace because he was frightened he might knock, or the cue ball might have run through and finished up on the top cushion. He's still got a chance of a pot on this red to the left corner. He just was worried if he played it with a bit too much pace, the cue ball would run to the top cushion, he'd be on nothing. A little bit straighter on the pink, he could have caught the reds fuller. Well, he's knocked it in, but is he on a colour? That is the question. Not one that will tempt him. It looks like snooker behind the yellows, the shot. He's got a 17-point lead.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
This frame still in the balance. Now, how do you get this safe? Those four reds in the middle of the table just below the pink are pretty safe. It looks like he's coming off 3 cushions here. Side cushion, but he's misjudged that badly.
foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Yeah, no pot, so have it replaced, and it's a big adjustment needed here. He was nowhere near his intended line there. Just got to get a bit closer, or a bit higher up, or the middle of the side cushion. He made the adjustment and he's played it perfectly. It's a good shot. He's never going to get any advantage out of it, but we know what the miss rule's like. You can give a lot of points away. Maybe a possibility of a pot here. The red closest to the black, to the left corner. Be taking the cue ball back to balk. You would think it's a shot for nothing, as we say. Didn't want the kiss on the green.
There's no shot to nothing on for Ronnie here. I think he can get through to a couple of reds that could possibly pot, but none of which he can play as a shot to nothing. That was no attempt at the pot, that was just the attempt at the snooker.
I don't think Mark Selby, even though Ronnie caught the brown full ball, can attempt a pot here. And the reason I say that, there is a red on the left hand side of the table that he could go for, but if he goes for it, he runs into other balls, so if he misses the pot, he most probably will leave something on, and he can't afford another mistake. But on the other hand, neither can Ronnie.
Yeah, the cross double's not on, black's in the way, but he certainly brings this red into play, that with him being 21 points behind, that's what he'd like, everything in play, so if Ronnie does make an error in the safety, he's got a chance to win at one visit. That's a good safety.
Yes, that's an absolute cracker. Ronnie's got to be careful with this red, he doesn't knock it towards the left corner. He's got to catch this just right. What's the length and the cue ball like? Because he's left a pot on, and it's not the best length. And the way the reds are spread, if Mark Selby was to knock this long pot in, he'd become favourite for this frame.
Just at the pace he has to play this though. If he's just rolling it in, I'd fancy he'd knock it in, but he can't get on the colour if he just rolls it in. The pace he has to play this makes it a lot more difficult. Didn't make it look difficult there though, did he?
One.
How good did he hit that? He came to the table 20 points behind. He gets on a red. He's just gone favourite to go 12-11.
Put his hand up there to try and slow the cue ball down.
6.
It worked. He's nicely on this red to the left middle, but let's not take anything for granted.
Yes, he missed a red into that middle a few moments ago, but it was a lot more difficult than that one. He looks very confident at the minute.
Well, we know he's blessed with a very good temperament,
13.
which is why he's won the two Masters. Of course, he was finalist here in 2007. That was really the first signs that he was going to be a top player, and boy is he not disappointed over the last few seasons.
$14.
Well, John, the points are all square.
21.
The match is all square, but Selby's in command in this frame.
22.
Oh, what a match this has been. What a time to possibly take the lead again. He hasn't had the lead since he led 4-3. This could be the most important time ever to take the lead in this match.
8 points to lead.
29.
There's another red and a black, that'll be 16, so he wouldn't need to do a lot with the brown. That's important. He wouldn't want to be playing the brown at pace to get for the blue, but I think if he 8 points, yeah, he can play for the blue, which will be easier to get on the yellow. He's decided to play for the black, and if he's come straight, he's given himself a bit to do here.
Yes, You heard him shy there and saying bad shot. He can still got an angle jump, but a lot more pace needed.
Well, he's just crept past the blue. The key shot here now is pot the yellow, leave a nice angle on the green. He'll only have to drop the brown in. He doesn't have to do anything with the brown. 16 points the lead. Yellow, green and brown to go within one frame of a place in the semi-final.
49.
Oh, he needs to get onto the brown in the same pocket as the green. What kind of angle has he got on this green? Can he do that? Going to have to run on and off the cushion. And he's
42.
perfect. This is frame ball.
Yes, no heroics. Nothing Ronnie can do. It's there. And a clenched fist. He knew the importance of this one. And Ronnie O'Sullivan now back to the wall. He's got to win the next two frames to keep his hopes alive.
Mark Selby, 46.
And Ronnie doesn't want to bother. Two snookers were needed. He didn't think it was worth the try, so Mark Selby, one frame away from a place in the semi-final. He leads 12-11. Well, Willie, obviously we'd have to say now that Mark Selby's gone favourite, but I'm sure Ronnie's got something left in the locker.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to go 12-12, but Mark Selby's certainly in this ascendancy at the minute. He's played very well this evening, to be honest. From 9-7 behind, he's like 5-2 in front in frames now. And, you know, I can't remember Ronnie, apart from the previous frame where he did miss 2 or 3, I can't remember him really playing that badly this evening, Ronnie. Mark's just outplayed him.
We just sat there looking at Ronnie. We always look at Ronnie and see what his body language is like. It's been okay to me. What has he got left? That is the question. And Mark Selby has left the arena. And he's got a little bit more time to think about it. I can hear footsteps. I think he's on the way back. No, it must have been someone else, Willie.
This may be a little bit tactical. I don't blame Mark for this at all. He's got to get himself together, because he can't expect just Ronnie to lie down. He knows that Ronnie's going to come out firing in this frame. But if he gets a chance, like he did in that frame, he took it when he was 30 odd points behind with a fabulous break of 46.
Thank you. Frame 24. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby breaking off in frame 24, hoping it's the last break off in this match. If it is, he's won 13-11. I think the way the match has gone, I think 12-12 would be fair to both players.
What has Ronnie got left in the locker? Well, after a shot like that, plenty.
Well, we often say in commentary, you get what you deserve off a good shot. If he scores heavily from here, he's got what he deserved, because that was as good a shot as we've seen in this match so far. And with the utmost pressure on the shot. It could have been his last one.
Yes, and I think playing this red, he's just having a look to see where he has to leave the cue ball to get position on the black. He always has eyes for getting that black available into both corners, and he may have a chance here.
5.
What an opening red that was. And he's given himself a chance.
Once he gets rid of one of those reds either side the black, it's a very good chance. At the minute
12.
It's just a little bit awkward. This is one of them disappearing. Cannon on the other red. Well, I thought he might play the cannon on the other red, but he feels he can get on it 2 shots time.
Yeah, just cannon the red above the black, or maybe just drop the black in again here. That red to the right of the black is the one he'd like to play on, so as long as he comes straight on the black off this red, and he can get that red out of the way, and it makes the black available, and he's inch perfect this time.
That for me was a little bit risky then, because it didn't have the perfect angle on the black to do that. This is tricky.
29.
Potted it, but he didn't inject enough pace in the cue ball. This is a thin cut if he's going to take it on, and a dangerous one.
I've got to say, he's a little bit unlucky not to get the white back at the business end of the table, but he's still left himself a shot, and he could possibly develop into a shot to nothing. Right into the heart of the pocket. This is another big shot, though. This was another big shot. The white's running loose.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 36.
And this is a chance for Mark Selby.
Well, it seemed to me there that Ronnie had just made his mind up that he was going to try and pot his way back into this match. It was a great opening red, but he was a long, long way away with that one. And 36 points lead isn't a big one, the way Mark Selby performed in the last frame.
1.
Not finished great.
6.
I don't think the red closest to the cue ball will go to the left middle. If it doesn't, then he's a tough shot in front of him.
That was a very tough one to take on. He needs a bit of good luck here.
Mark Selby, 6.
And at first glance he may have got it. He's pushed that red safe. Ronnie O'Sullivan's lead of 30, where the balls are, is pretty good. 2 red safe.
Well, it's always tricky. It's an acute angle and playing it slow drag across the nap. And not only has he missed it, he's left it.
One.
Well, not perfect. I think he was playing for the yellow. They still play it, but it's a lot thinner than he wanted.
I'm not sure which is the easiest spot, the yellow or the blue. I think the fact that the yellow's off its spot and the green's off its spot, the blue's probably easier. I don't think there's as much pressure on the blue that there is on the yellow. The yellow's the one to get easily on the red to the right of the black. I mean, it's perfect, but it's a twitchy one, whereas the blue, I don't think you can twitch on the blue. I always fancied him to knock that one in. I wasn't sure about the yellow. And this could have turned out perfect, or could it? He's not covered those up, surely.
6.
He has, you know.
Yes, and there you see it. And it was a heck of a cannon, and just looking for that gap there. I'm wondering whether he can just bend the cue ball with a bit of left hand side and maybe get to that red. Maybe not. It foreshortens it a little bit when we look from behind the pocket.
I can only imagine that Mark Selby, as his girlfriend looks on, a bit of tension out there. This time not with an earpiece, usually Vicky wears an earpiece normally. A lot of right hand side on this safety shot, and he's got to be careful the red doesn't career into the green or brown. Yes, he's played that well.
Mark Selby, 6.
That's a very good safety.
Wonderful safety shot from Ronnie. That really was a cracker. I think Mark appreciated that as well, but we're not getting a lot of taps on the table from either player, are we really?
No, the tension now is absolutely unbelievable here. The one just to the left of the pink, he can play the pot, but he's got to avoid the kiss on those two reds on the way back if he takes this on. He's stunning down. This has made it very dangerous. Try and swing it around 2 cushions. This is dangerous. That was so dangerous, digging down like that. Surprised he didn't play just the shot to nothing, John.
Well, because he was digging down with a tracer side, he's hit it much too thick. And this is on to the left middle, although slightly hampered by the green. But it's there.
1.
Now what's he like on a colour? Well, he's close to the blue, but he doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball, as there's a red available to the left corner. This is the big shot to this frame for me. If he knocks this in and gets on the black, he wins the frame. And he's missed it by a yard.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Well, that was another sign of tension. We'd very rarely see it in O'Sullivan, but it just shows you all the top players, no matter how good you are, when it comes to the winning line, sometimes the pressure gets too much. Will he get another chance? Where the balls are, you'd expect he might.
1.
Well, Ronnie, you had your chance, and that was an awkward red. You were overstretching. Played it a little bit too quick for me. Overstretching. The green made it awkward and just got down and played it. I know he's got a great natural eye for a pot, but wasn't the time to rush anything. And the question is, will he get back to the table?
He's probably just about favourite to get back to the table,
7.
but the key thing is that Mark might be 10 points in front at the time if he gets back, because those two reds he's going to have to pot to win the frame and match. Not easy to get on. The one on the pink spot is the one he'd like to leave last, and then he can play to pot that and move the red that's nearest the left-hand middle into play. So he'd already try and leave that one till last. Well, you know, as far as the kissing one of the two reds out is concerned.
15.
Just see how he goes about this under the utmost of pressure.
Well,
if he's got an angle to move the red off the cushion now, he will do, but I don't think he has. Cueing low, and he definitely hasn't got that angle. This is the one I thought he might leave half ball to try and move that red off the cushion. A lot of work to do now.
$24.
Played the cannon on the red near the side, and boy, it couldn't have worked out much better.
51.
And that black has put him 1 point in front.
Well, he'd love to get on the blue or yellow from this red. Whether he'll risk going in and out of ball or not, I'm not sure. Didn't want to risk it, so he's just played for the brown or pink. Well, brown, pink and green, as Vicky looks on here, are all difficult to get onto that last red. The green's the easier shot to get onto it, but nothing's easy at this stage. Little surprised he played for one of the three colours there. If he took the risk there to get onto blue or yellow, it would have been a lot easier, but this is a big shot. Is he going to miss the kiss on the green if he hits it pacey? He has done, and he's played this really well. This is
38.
very tricky.
Good pot.
49.
And he's got a nice angle on the blue. Now, I don't think he'll... If he could drop behind this red, I think he would fancy playing it, because it's pretty tight to the cushion, but I don't think he can drop behind it. He's going to have to come off the top cushion. He can't play the cannon because I think the yellow's in the way.
Yeah, we may get a quick chance to show on Hawkeye. The angle has gone on the blue there, and that's what you were saying, John, wasn't it? The yellow's just in the way, isn't it?
But he has looked at the possibility of coming off the top cushion and not playing the cannon, but trying to drop behind the red. What's the pace like? Well, as I say,
44.
the only thing about this red, it looks as though it's tight against the cushion. And if it is, and it is, but would you want to risk the pot?
Well, he's looking at it, John, but I think he's got himself back into this frame. Why would you risk going out of the frame with one shot? If it goes in, he wins the match, but it's not 50-50, is it?
Well, you know as well as I do, Willie, it sometimes depends how you feel. 14 points the lead. And every right to refuse it and play the safety.
Yeah, I suppose if he did play the pot, he could try and cover it, but he's playing the safety, he's hitting it full. Trying to get a good cue ball, that's the key here. Get the object ball safe as well. Doesn't want any kisses, and he's played it perfectly.
Mark Selby,
He's played
44.
it perfectly. That's a very, very good shot. Ronnie can just get through the yellow and brown to hit the red off the top cushion, and he's just about favourite to get this safe because he can hit it full ball.
But as usual, can he get the red safe? Can he get the red safe? Well, there may be a possibility of a double on.
Thank
And
you.
that green going safe. Mark Selby having a look at the scoreboard, because he needs the green as well. That green going safe has made it a completely different frame.
Yes, the red in between brown and blue, white in behind the black, you would think would be the best choice unless he wants to play it really thin and do the same thing. Yeah, really thin and trying to get the white in behind the black. He certainly knows his way around the snooker table, young Selby. Ronnie doesn't really want to bring the green into play here, because if he sticks the red it could be end of match. That's why he made sure he avoided the green, just so he knows he may have a second chance. This red's on and it will cut. Oh, not a cut, it's come off the cushion a little bit more than I thought it would.
Yes, it's getting very warm out there. He's missed it. Okay, he may have had a little bit of luck getting the snooker, but Ronnie should just be pleased that he missed the red. Can he get it safe? No, he can't. He was a little unlucky. And I suppose Mark was lucky to snooker Ronnie, having missed the red. So it's the same scenario for Mark Selby. He needs red colour, yellow and green for a place in the final. Sorry, the semi-final. I'm looking too far ahead here.
Key thing here is to just make sure you're on any colour, it doesn't matter. I think getting on the blue would be more advantageous than any other colour, because it'd be so much easier to get into the yellow. If he plays with the pink, it's not guaranteed to have a good angle to get on the yellow. The key thing here is to give yourself a chance. With the black being slightly out of commission, you may risk taking the green in down the cushion if he gets the red and colour and the yellow. In goes the red. Yellow's no real problem, but yellow to green is massive. Well, the angle's there to do either. You can drop on it, you can try and move it.
3.
The fact that he's took a yellow from the red, of course, means now that Ronnie will be able to tie, wouldn't it? 17, 19, 22. So he needs the brown now.
Five. Thank you.
Got into the cue ball too much. He's not on the green. $19 ahead, 25 remaining. Is he looking at the double? No, just the safety. Might be trying to get this cue ball behind the black, but I think he can actually do that. He's looking for the pink and blue as the snookering balls. I think the blue's the one. Easy hit, but the old problem, can Ronnie get the green safe? Can he get the green safe? It needs to run on. Well, I thought it needed to run on to the top cushion. He's got a good cue ball, and he'll settle for that, will Ronnie?
Yeah, he's got to be very careful here. Mark decides to play the up and down safety, putting the green almost back over its own spot into the baulk cushion. The double kiss could be on here on the way back. Just far enough away from the cushion, I think, to miss the double kiss, but it's just slightly on. 19 points. Good safety needed. Oh, has he avoided the double kiss? Yes, he has, quite easily. Ronnie won't, even though the green pots, he won't be playing the pot here. He could just bring the white in behind the black spot area and hopefully the green in behind the blue and brown, but he's caught it too thick. Needs another colour come to the rescue. Not too bad though.
Well, if he pots the green, he'll go 22 points in front with 22 remaining. So it's worth taking it on, even if he has to leave himself a long brown should the green go in.
Three.
Suppose you might as well take this one then now then, John, now he's done that.
Well, it's frame and match ball. 22 ahead, 22 remaining.
Just takes a little bit of pressure off the fact that he knows he's going to get a good white. But this would be a pot. Wow, he hit that great. He knew.
Mark
Just took
Selby,
that bit of pressure off, John, didn't it? The fact that he knew he was going to get a good white there.
Yes, and it also takes a little bit of pressure off him. You know, the fact that he knows that even if Ronnie clears up, he's going to get another chance at the black. He missed the brown, but he's got it very safe. Pressure on Ronnie. Needs to run to the top cushion, and I think it's going to fall short. And Mark Selby now has this brown for frame and match. And another great victory of one of the most talented players that's ever picked up a cue, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Purely fabulous. Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan decided to shake hands, didn't want to risk playing for snookers. I'm a little bit surprised with that. He only needed to one snooker. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3 times champion of the world. He's been beaten by the gesture from Leicester, Mark Selby. What a match. He goes into the semi-final victor by 13 frames to 11.